Do you like your early 80s action films all permed up with disco-era costumes, macho poses, dismissive attitudes towards women, relentless missile-launching shots, and headband-wearing Barry Bostwick strutting around like he has a miniature stunt motorcycle jammed up his ass? We've got all that and much, much more with MegaForce. And before we flush it, we're going to take it out and play with it a little. Restroom Cinema. We're here to flush it, so you don't have to see it. Greetings, everyone. I am Honor Knight, your head cinematic flusher right here in the Restroom. As always, I'm joined by my lovely co-cinematic flushers, Midwest movie mogul Colleen Griffin.
MegaForce be with you.
And Raging Buddha B-movie queen, Nora Crest.
What's up?
Every time Raging Buddha B-movie queen Nora Crest spends some time in our stall and reads the writing on the restroom wall, she's never quite the same. Let's see who turns up in this week's Raging Buddha Stats.
Hi, I'm Ace Hunter, commander of MegaForce. You've never heard of us? Good. That's how we like it. We're a super duper peachy keen ultra elite international fighting force made up of men. Men who wear gold lame onesies and ride flying motorcycles with frickin' lasers on them. Because the good guys always win, even in the 80s. I'm Ace Hunter, and these have been the stats from MegaForce.
Film should have been called either Mega Turd, Mega Hair, or Mega Homo.
Oh, man.
Dude,
come on. Wait.
Right out of the gate.
I thought no wonder you love this movie. It gave you so many racist and gay jokes to me.
Oh, God.
Anyone?
I think it should be called MegaForce Fury Road.
Yeah, that's a good one. Anyone want to hazard a guess just how much anal sex happened during the course of this shoot?
Come on.
I actually had to question my sexuality after watching this film. I'm not kidding.
I know that
Oh,
gold
man.
and camel toe was getting to you.
Oh, dude. These are the films they should be rebooting now instead of actual decent 80s films. This film deserved another shot, I think, right?
I want to see
Come
this
on.
movie made with Will Ferrell.
Exactly.
Let me just say this. You have to realize at the time, Mattel was actually the costume designer on this film.
They look like discarded wardrobes from the Jane Fonda workout video.
But don't you think that since they reboot all these really good films like Poltergeist and Ghostbusters and all these other 80s films, why stop doing that? Why don't you redo the ones that didn't work the first time? Like, that makes more sense. I think MegaForce deserves another shot, even if it's a comedy or if it's a straight-up action film. I think we need a second go-round on this one, guys.
Actually, the South Park guys, they said this influenced Team America.
Yeah, they are mega fans of this film.
Oh, my God. This is the 80s action film version of Eternity, sans the music.
You know what?
Come
I
on,
did think
totally is.
that Barry Bostwick and the other guy with, the dark hair and the porn stash, they did look like some sort of cosplay version of Hall & Oates.
It's definitely Eternity. A lot of Eternity going on here. Guys, folks, if you don't know that episode, I don't remember the damn episode number. So you know what? Go look it up. It's on our site. signalsfury.com. Fortune Star production logo is almost more exciting than watching the film. I like that. I don't even remember what it was, but it was very exciting. I should have watched this film earlier today instead of just going off my notes here that I did 4 weeks ago on this. We should mention, I'm going to get a quick shout out. People are wondering, why are we flushing a film from 1982, which we never do. This ties in, we were supposed to have some guests on here called 1980s Movie Graveyard Podcast. They're on Potter and Family. If you're a Potter and Family listener, go listen to them. They do a running commentary show on all these weird, unique, and creative films from the 80s, from 1980 to 1989, and they were supposed to be guests in here, but we have some scheduling issues. They will be on a future episode, but we had to pull the trigger so you guys would have something for the first week in November here, and this is it.
So,
get that bandana on. Yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Boy, you're in for a treat, guys.
I want to say I started watching this with my mom, and so she's watching.
No.
We're watching the opening
Would you
credits.
Stop showing your mom these films? You do this. You're gonna put her in an early grave.
Look at what we're doing, and she was like, "Oh my God, Barry Bostwick, I gotta see this. This is gonna be crazy." So I was like, "Okay." So as soon as she's watching the opening credits, and she says to me, "Oh, Hal Needham is the director."
Right.
And I was like, "What's the deal with him?" And she goes, "You know, he used to be a stuntman before he was a director, and basically the story behind his direction was." He had two phrases that he would say to everybody. He either said, "Bring that son of a bitch down," or "Get that son of a bitch up." That was it. That was his entire direction.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure who I'd rather watch films with, your mother or Sarah Polton's grandmother. Who's been on it? Because
I think we need to get my mom and her grandma.
I
in
think
the
we
same
are.
room.
Yeah. Oh man, the world would stop. The world would end.
Yeah, soiled restroom couch.
We're gonna make that happen. Sarah, if you're listening, call your grandma. Not sure what's scarier, having to read the actual red title's backstory or listening to the creepy old man narrating the exact titles we are reading. I don't know. Is that insulting too? I said scary, but it's actually insulting. I can read. Either narrate it and show me some images, or just let me read the red writing that's burning my eye sockets out.
It was an authoritative man. It was an authoritative man voice because they had to emphasize that they were a phantom army of super elite fighting men.
$10 says that narrator died about 10 minutes after recording his dialogue. He didn't sound well. Whoever that guy was, he was literally on his last legs. I think he was on a breathing apparatus for some of that. It was terrible, that poor guy.
Then they start off with this like negative image thing. And I was like thinking to myself, I remember that function on my camcorder that I thought was so cool when I would be like recording home videos with me and my, siblings, and we'd be like, do something crazy, like do a somersault and let's film it negative,
The opening credits screamed like public access television.
Right? I feel like either we're on Wayne's World at this point, and honestly, the only thing that could have made this film better is if Mike Myers could have traveled back in time and done Austin Powers as a character in this.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing is I kept feeling like this film was derivative of movies that were made after it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like no, I don't feel like they were inspired by this movie. I feel like somehow there were a lot of DeLoreans, like a fleet of DeLoreans involved.
But as this is happening on the screen, there's a title that says Golden Harvest Presents. And do we all agree that Golden Shower Presents would have been more apt here? All right, wow, man. Audience of one. Hello, check please. This thing on? This thing on? Where is Anthony Dinar when we need him so he can laugh at all my dumb jokes? You guys suck. Migraine-inducing synth music over the opening credits sounds like the members of ELP got coked up and went on a musical rampage at the 2-minute mark.
Can I say something to you? In the credits, there is a person who's credited as the synthesizer coordinator. Craig Hundley.
Please tell me that's not his name.
Craig Hundley.
Craig Hundley?
If you are out there. Hundley.
Okay, you know what? We don't need a remake of this movie. We need a movie
about Craig Hundley?
About the making of this movie.
I know. I just want to know, what does a synthesizer coordinator do? Are the synthesizers sentient and they're walking around creating?
The guy's tagline is Craig Hundley is the man with the moog.
Okay, that's a documentary now episode.
Oh yeah, somebody get on the phone with the Armisen
and Bill Hader. Yeah.
Craig Hundley, one man, 30 synthesizers.
He was probably the inventor of the keytar.
That's the whole show, folks. We're just gonna do an hour on Craig Hundley and call it a night. Filmed with Introvision. Because anal vision was already taken.
How many?
We're not done yet. We're not even close. All right, I'm telling you.
I think Honor wrote only anal joke.
Drink every time you hear the word anal. Yeah, and then call 911.
This is the most homoerotic film I think I've seen in the 80s to date. Okay, so you got to give me a little wide curve here.
I'm not denying
the
homo greatness
of
this film.
It's out of control.
I'm not denying it. I'm just saying, just your anal jokes right now are reminding me of this great.
I only made two. I made two lousy anal jokes. Right.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? MegaForce or the gay porn that resembles
industry?
MegaForce?
The industry? Yeah, we'll talk about that.
No. I mean, I feel like the porn version of this movie is probably so much better.
This really is like one cock shot away from a Skinemax movie. It really is. We're very close. We're very close to it.
And I have to say, the sexual tension between the men.
Oh my god!
God!
I'm telling you guys, I had to question a lot of stuff after I saw this movie. We'll talk about it. Directed by Hal Needham, because we ran out of Smokey and the Bandit films from the shoot. That one's for your mom, Chris, because she knows all about Hal Needham and Smokey and the Bandit. You guys can look that up. We'll talk more about that as we go.
Hal, we didn't need him to make its movie.
Hey-oh, there you go. There's our first hey-oh of the day. Griff, thank you. You know your film sucks when they blow up a miniature power plant instead of having Godzilla step on it.
Oh
4 minute mark.
That miniature was so terrible. I even said to my mom, this film is so cheap, they didn't even blow up a real building.
No, they did. It's a Godzilla set. I love that. I thought it was great because that's the villain blood, and we'll talk about this.
How much did you like the sparkler tank fire?
That's my next.
Oh my god!
I like this opening tank battle better than when I played it as combat on the Atari 2600, the 5-minute mark. Dating myself on that one, but let me tell you, man, that's some shitty tanks, guys. Didn't even look like they tried. Like,
I don't know where they filmed this, but I swear to God, it was filmed in Simi Valley.
It was $20 million, and believe it or not, this is not the first time today I have looked up the 1982 inflation adjustment rate.
Because that's like $100 million.
No, it's $50 million, but still.
Jesus Christ.
That's a lot of money.
Nobody
could afford
was spending
a better
that
set.
much money in 1982 on a movie.
Permission granted. Veteran actor Edward Mulhare shows up around the 6-minute mark speaking in a British accent so bad they would have thrown him out of England. I don't think, he showed up on Knight Rider years later for all you later people.
Yes, I looked that up.
Yeah, terrible accent. So he plays, we should say the bad guys blow up a power plant in some shithole country in Middle East. I don't even know we get the name of it later on. I have it in my notes. But, so that's all we see there.
They're not in the Middle East, they're in Africa.
No, they're in the Middle
next
East.
Namibia or Gambia.
Oh, is that where it is? All right, Africa.
Yeah, they're in Africa.
Which
I'm sorry.
no longer exists.
Wrong shithole. I got to move the continent over to Africa. Anyway, so whatever it is, it's some nondescript country that they make up for these type of films, and they blow up a power plant. And basically, and it's what's his name, Henry Silva. I'm going to talk about him at length later. But this British guy this general is in charge of putting a stop to this guy, and he has to get help. Actress Persis Kimbata plays a major in some shithole army, yet dresses like a Kardashian for most of the running time.
Oh god, they should have left her in that alternate dimension in Voyager or whatever.
Yeah, when she was in Star Trek. She's perched on that rock with her legs spread open like she's appearing in a Vagisil commercial.
Oh my god.
Did you see really?
She was sitting like she was like she was an NBA player sitting on the bench.
Like she's taking a shit.
Can I just say something? That is me sitting in a skirt.
Oh,
great.
That's 100% me
right. Well,
sitting
folks,
in a skirt anytime.
There's the visual image on that one, so have at it.
This is the number one reason why I don't wear skirts.
She's a very attractive woman. She's a very attractive woman.
Yeah,
I thought she was an okay actress.
You know who she looks like is Morena Baccarin.
Yeah, she does. Howdy, folks. Sneaky little devils, ain't they? Michael Beck shows up around the 9-minute mark as MegaForce alum Dallas, decked out in a cowboy hat, skull t-shirt, and a bad Texas accent. He's essentially the Matthew McConaughey of this mess. You all agree on that?
That's rude.
No, it's true, though. Because he is. That's all he's doing. He's like, can you make it a little...
No, he's like somebody on a reality show who thinks he's Matthew McConaughey.
He's on Big Brother.
He's somebody on Survivor who thinks he's Matthew McConaughey.
No, or like a Bravo show or something, like Southern Charm or something.
$10 says this is where Matthew McConaughey got his whole act. I bet he watched this film and is like, I'm going to do that. Oh, everything. The whole thing. The whole Texas thing. Everything.
Except for Matthew McConaughey, let's be honest, is one sexy motherfucking dude.
Oh, well, not Michael Beck. Not Michael Beck.
This dude looks like he's in your generic hipster indie band.
Michael Beck is a character who's been around forever. This guy's done a lot. He obviously this is an accent. He doesn't really talk like that. He's been in a lot of really good stuff. He's a very good actor. I don't know how the hell he ended up in this film. Just like I don't know how. Well, I know how some of these people ended up, but you're the kind of officer that makes bivouacking in the woods downright desirable. Did he just Texas creeper hit on Kimbata?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy, guys. All right, so, yeah, this guy shows up to pick up the two people, Mulhare and Kimbata, who are left out in the middle of the desert, and MegaForce has to pick them up to take them to their secret lair. We'll get this right. All of this great MegaForce technology, and they get picked up in a shitty truck that was probably used to move the camera equipment. The 11-minute mark. That's what Dallas rolls up with.
Those Broncos were so huge, though, in the 80s.
Yeah.
Come on, that was the shit.
No, it seems like weird that it was a Bronco and not like, I don't know, like a Jeep or a Hummer.
Okay, well, it's all the production. I told you, this was the same truck they used to move the camera equipment. It's all they had.
I know, but the budget.
Hummer, come on. What are you, crazy?
This is a big budget movie.
Well, obviously, the budget did not go for the vehicle, the other vehicles.
Went to the other vehicle.
And we'll talk about that.
I don't know. It went to Barry Bostwick's beard groomer. I don't know.
I just love these holograms. Well, I didn't know crappy antennas from Kmart could project holograms onto a rock. Huh. That was a new thing I learned.
It looked like they had two Nerf water cannons stacked on top of this car.
Guys, that's like TV movie stuff. Like, again, a $50 million budget adjusted for inflation, and we couldn't afford it.
A sexy lady.
Well, it's the same sexy lady. They only have one hologram.
This is just showing you that these guys are men. You know, like,
well, no, we haven't got
sexy lady.
We haven't. You know. That's men masquerading as something else. We'll talk about that. Welcome, General Major. I forgot the comma there. I'm Zachary Taylor. And I'll be playing the part of the token black man for the remainder of the running time.
I felt like it felt like it was the Love Boat in the desert.
Token everything. I mean, they got the black guy, the Japanese guy, the Mexican guy.
They really do.
Yeah, that's where Benetton got their inspiration.
Should have been Token.
United Colors Benetton.
Should have been called Token Force. Did all the black actors sound like radio announcers back in the 80s? He sounds like he went to that black acting school from Hollywood Shuffle.
Oh.
There you go. But give myself a rim shot on that one. Commencing target practice. Boy, there's nothing sexier than goofy-looking motorcycles launching missiles at flying watermelons around the 15-minute mark. Did anyone else get a hard on? Or was that just me? Oh, man. That's Boner City, guys. Come on. First of all, if you have to pull a wheelie to launch a missile, you're doing it wrong. What kind of fucked up targeting system they have?
Well, he was aiming. First of all, they have like a machine gun thing on the front of the bike, as well as, you know what those rockets missiles. Reminding me of? It's like the ones that you get in the little kit that come with the balsa wood, and then you fucking pump it up with the water and you jump on it real hard, and it flies up. That's exactly what it looks like.
They were just pumping the missiles right off, which leads me to the homoerotic nature of the film. Yeah, they were pumping hard, guys.
Seriously, were these guys made by Pee Wee Herman?
But the problem is, on these cycles, they should have a button which would just, the missiles would just, on a motor, would tilt upwards. Like, why would you have to pull a wheelie? Like, why would they be locked in place? Why would you have to pull a wheelie to launch them straight up? You would just have a thing that would just adjust them.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm not myth person.
Cool. They wanted to show them doing wheelies.
I am so tired of being the Adam Savage of this damn show. Like, every time I gotta come out and myth bust everything on this thing. But drunken mythbusters, that's what I'm doing. That's the boss. So nice they parked next to that convenient rock ramp for Hunter to jump over their vehicle, all bitchin' ass cool, 16-minute mark. And we're getting to that. Here we go, guys. Call me Hunter. Or call you one of the Lost Bee Gees with that ridiculous frosted tips, permed hair, and baby blue headband. I kept waiting for him to start belting out.
Makes everything
Dude, the headband's the shit. I kept waiting for him.
I kept like looking up. I look down and then I look up, and just throughout the
movie,
the
headband.
Just see him and take him in. And I would just start giggling.
The bandana, when Barry has it on, is tied in the back, and it's like maybe 2.5, maybe 3 inches of extra bandana after he's tied it. Then when the stuntman's on the motorcycle with the helmet on, it's like cascading out of the helmet like a foot and a half.
If he had started belting out more than a woman, I would have came twice and passed out. That's how good he was in this film. Like, this guy was just awesome.
He was so BG'd out.
I haven't seen miscasting this bad since John Wayne played Genghis Khan. Did anyone believe for a second this dude was heterosexual? There's no way this guy was straight.
You mean the character?
Not Barry Bostwick.
Well, now I'm kind of...
No, Barry Bostwick is...
Is he straight? I don't think he is. Oh, is he?
He's from San Mateo. He's a NorCal guy.
All right, well, he's playing a gay man in this film, and...
Well, so what?
Yeah, well... For the most part, Barry Bostwick's career has been pretty solid. I like most... He's just from the miscasting agency, and this is what we...
I would love to hear
He's terribly miscast in his film.
Opinion on this.
I think he hated it, and there was issues with this filming.
But he seems like he would be open and honest about his experience.
Maybe he should have been our guest. We should have had him on.
That would have been great. I mean, he's very busy right now. He's got a lot of
stuff. I know, he's a very good...
Just in 2016, let's just see here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 15 things that are out or that he's working on just in 2016, and he's got stuff coming out in 2017.
This was a blip. I know it was a blip on the radar, but he's from the miscasting agency. We talked about that. We've done this for the last couple of weeks. The miscasting agency. Once again, this guy had no business being in this action film at all. I mean, he's completely off the rails on this. And we'll talk more about it as he goes, but already you can tell something's a little off. It's the blue headband, I know, and the perm hair, which is fantastic. Target sighted and closing. How the hell did the Asian guy from Kentucky Fried Movie end up as the token Asian character in this film? I know that poor guy. And again, it's a token Megaforce, right?
Seriously, that does not say everything about Asian representation in movies. I don't know what does.
In the 80s, yeah.
It's also nice to see they had a token pornstache dude as well. I guess director Hal Neiman missed his old buddy Burt Reynolds, so he hired a stunt double to appear in this film.
He's in the Hall & Oates cover band.
Dude, token pornstache guy is awesome, and he's in a lot of this film. We have to look at him and the Asian guy and the black guy and the Dallas and the cowboy guy
and the Mexican guy.
You only
know that because of the flags on their gold lame onesies.
That's the thing. Like, they didn't go hard offensive for the accents, which. I can't decide if I respect that or I'm like, no, if you're going to do cheese ball campy action movie, just go balls out, because I kept feeling like this was a version of something like Airplane. For an action movie, and I wanted it to be that.
But wouldn't it have been great if you just had like one of the shots of the battles, you have the motorcycles in the front, and then those fucked up June buggies in the back, and then like a taco truck right behind that. Come on, that'd be funny, right? All right.
Well,
is this on? Is this working? Hello. All right, I guess I'm alone.
This film as like an airplane type movie would have been amazing.
Somebody give me Anthony Dinar. Give me a damn guess who's gonna laugh at this stupid shit. You're the man with more degrees than a thermometer. Just a sampling of some of the super witty 80s dialogue, guys. You're welcome. 19-minute mark on that one. I should have did a better spin on that one.
Oh, man.
She sounded like Carrie Bradshaw.
Let's recap the plot. They pick them up. They go to a spot where the MegaForce can show off their amazing missile-firing watermelon talent. Ace Hunter makes his introduction in typical Ace Hunter fashion. Barry Bostwick still thinking he's in Rocky Horror. Then they all pack up camp and they go back to the underground lair that they have in the middle of the fucking desert. And this is where there's a Q character from the James Bond movie who's responsible for making all this stupid shit. It puts the pyramids to shame, but that doesn't fool us savvy moviegoers in 2016 from noticing how bad the Introvision compositing is, Needham, at the 20-minute mark. This is filmed in Introvision. What that basically means, they're able to take like still photographs and have the actors walk in and out of the frame of them. Could be wrong on that. I did read a little bit. It looks fucking bad, guys. I don't know why they thought this was the greatest shit.
And whoever's doing the trivia on IMDb is obviously like they were invested into the movie because they were.
Well, how invested could you be in MegaForce?
They went deep.
Yeah,
did they go balls deep on this one?
Like steamy balls deep.
Yeah. Ooh.
I just want to say this has to be honestly like the worst green screen I have ever seen.
It's not green screen though. It's Introvision. It's Introvision. It's not green. Yeah, we're not even there yet. We haven't seen the worst yet. This is coming.
Oh.
There are 7 levels covering 10 million square feet, which no one knows about.
Didn't they say 10 billion? I thought they said 10
billion. Oh, no, it's 10 million. No, it's 10
feet.
million. Realistically, they said 10 million. First of all, who the hell was contracted to build this underground fortress? The Batcave people? How do you get
10 million square feet? He even gives this statistic. They went through 200 mops in 1 month to keep it clean. Like, you're mopping that?
Was it built by Donald Trump's men?
No,
after they built a fortress, the wall? Yeah, Halliburton. This is an awesome set of toys and a brightly lit hangar for being underground as well at the 21-minute mark. It's an underground layer, but you notice when he went into that hangar to show off the planes, the sunlight streaming through the windows. How far underground are they, guys? Not at all. Okay.
This is almost as good as the G.I. Joe Underground Ocean.
Oh my God, I thought it was a G.I. Joe movie.
It is a G.I. Joe. May I show you to your quarters, which looks like the bedroom of a 70s pimp? 22-minute mark. What is up with that bedroom?
How is that appropriate for a military installation? I mean, all that was missing was a stripper pole.
There was like mirrors and velour, right? Yeah, there was mirrors and velour seats.
I was just expecting a
purple
heart-shaped
carpeting
bed that rotated.
I don't get it.
I know. I thought fembots were gonna walk out and like assassinate them.
The set designer was basically having a 70s LSD flashback fever dream and then came up with this purple motif, the frosted mirrors. I mean, this is
not appropriate at all. This is not appropriate at all for a military installation.
I think he was doing a lot of cocaine.
Why is Bostwick decked out like a cruise ship weight around the 23-minute mark when he goes to pick up?
I wrote down
what was your
Captain
joke?
EO futuristic army uniform with a silk-pleated ascot.
What the hell is he wearing? He shows up to pick up Kimbata for dinner in that pimp room where she's staying. Words fail to do justice.
No, Magic Mike, Star Trek Enterprise.
Griffin with the win on that one.
Like what is poofy above the boot?
It doesn't make any sense.
And then they're all tight in the crotch area.
Well, yeah, because it's a homoerotic film. You've got to be tight in the crotch area.
Always insist that in the future we're going to be the worst dressed people in the universe.
Why are you dressed like that just to go to the mess hall?
I mean, she's supposed to be a colonel in a royal army, and then she just is like, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to be in uniform. I don't think so. Like, you would not just not wear your tie and shit.
The next note I had was the Medal of Good Conduct. Why does Hunter keep creepily hitting on Kimbata? First of all, he's gay, so I don't even know why he's trying to keep making a pass at her.
I feel like they wanted to make her, like, an object.
They did, I think, and then they
succeeded.
And then they dismissed her at the back end of the film, which is really interesting.
Right?
We'll talk about that. Well, so much for female empowerment in this film. We served together for 18 months. Boy, this is one swanky mess hall the MegaForce team is chowing down in. Cruise line quality, guys, at the 27-minute mark. So after he picks her up as a waiter and takes her to, it's not a mess hall, it's actually a fine dining restaurant. Where the fuck was this filmed?
Apparently they have their own Wolfgang Pucks right there.
It's Trump's underground military bunker. We gotta have the best bunkers. They're gonna be so luxurious.
The finest food. Operation Hook, Line, and Sinker. All right, guys. We're now going to devote, and I'm not kidding, 3 full minutes of running time to deliver the most confusing expositional dump ever captured on film. You're welcome. Did anyone understand what the hell this plan was? Drinking game, folks. Take a drink every time Bostwick mentions a time point in this sequence. 0435, 02200, etc. You're going to be dead before your next perm job. Okay? Because this scene literally goes 3 minutes of exposition, guys. 3. This is an insane, I don't think there's been a film that's done more exposition in one chunk than this movie. And I didn't understand any of it. Did you guys understand the plan at all? Exactly. No. He's showing these weird fucked up graphics on a table, like a Monopoly table. I don't know what the hell any of it means.
No, it was a lame-ass version of Return of the Jedi.
I'm going with them on this mission. Oh, no, you're not. Everyone, no, chicks can't do a man's job or man stuff. Silly bitches. Maybe a little harsh at the tag end of that. But boy, they dismiss her early, and then they make her prove herself, which is really kind of fucked up in the next couple of notes I have. Because they don't want her to go because, I don't know, there's a ultimate reason why that Hunter doesn't want her to go.
Oh my God!
It's not. I know. Hang on.
Okay,
we're gonna get there.
Well,
let's get through there.
And I will say ahead of time, based on his reasoning, okay, maybe you're not totally wrong.
Love theme music really fits in well over this parachute jump sequence. 33-minute mark. Was anybody swooned by that, or anybody believe it for a second? I know. All right, so you guys were puking.
That's like the worst YouTube video ever. Like, I'm surprised there isn't like a Coldplay or Bruno Mars song playing.
I bet you $10. Yeah, that's funny. But I bet you $10. This is what a date with Sarah Polton is like. And then she just heard. But the best. Wait. The best part is like
she's gonna be joining us, but let's.
I know.
You can't bag on her when she's
that's
not
true.
here.
But the best part is the parachute just doesn't open. They just plummet straight to the ground. But she'll appreciate that joke. Woo. Not sure what's worse, the music or that atrocious rear projection behind the actors, guys. They look like they're flying through one of the crappier Superman films. Oh my God, the green screen on this, guys.
I don't even know
it's
how
rear projection is what it is. Go ahead.
You can see Barry is clearly laying on a table, but they're just spinning around. But then at one point, she's on her back, so I think they have like guys holding her, and they're twirling her around.
Cirque du Soleil sucks.
It's terrible.
Oh my God, it was a lazy Susan.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you're right. Like a big lazy Susan. Like a big ass lazy Susan. You're right. Yeah. It's so cheap, guys. It is so cheap. But not as cheap as the ending. There's one even worse in this sequence. Does it come into any surprise that Bostwick would have the rainbow flag as his parachute? No homo.
I asked my mom about that.
No homo. 35-minute mark.
Are they trying to scream how gay he is? And she goes, no, in the 80s, that meant you were cool. It was like before the pride flag became a thing.
Really?
Rainbows were just rainbows.
I never thought rainbow. No, that's
awesome.
I don't agree. Well,
rainbows are.
You know, my dear, at the rate you're going, you may very well end up commanding MegaForce. Not for a few more decades, mohair. Don't get nuts. So we know women can't run shit back in the 80s. All right, there you go. Crickets on that. Gonna keep going. You guys are tough.
We're still working on it here.
Oh, you're still working on the joke? Okay, well, you guys work out the joke for yourself, and
I'm not working it out. I'm just saying, like, pointing out sexism in the 80s is like pointing out sexism now. It's still here. It hasn't gone anywhere.
Oh, it's homoerotic and sexist.
No,
this film is really
in the 80s. It's like pointing out racism in the 60s.
Gee, I wish I took my driver's ed course in one of those snazzy video game simulators at the 36-minute mark. I thought that was nice. Simulator car isn't actually moving, so how exactly does that work again? You guys notice that when they had to make, what's her name, the chick, Kimbata, go through that simulator? The car is not moving. The screen is.
It looks like the worst ride at Disney ever. That Disney ever created.
Like a Six Flags ride.
It's like a Knott's Berry Farm reject.
I was going to say Knott's Berry Farm.
Where all 80s attractions go to die. Right there, Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh my God, yeah.
I have an apology to make. Why are they both dressed like they're about to hit Studio 54?
Oh my god.
That was at the end of this sequence.
Or they look like solid gold dancers.
They do. Does MegaForce house an underground disco? 37-minute mark. What
You're the one saying it's a gay bathhouse.
Dude, it is. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Well,
He's
I think
dressed
like one of the people involved in this actually did Xanadu as well, which makes
it makes total sense. It would make because he's dressed in a silver jumpsuit. And she's dressed in some fucked up purple outfit. It's Studio 54 all over. Like, oh my god,
it's the worst acid dream of a Fred Astaire
and you said
musical ever.
So you said Mattel was responsible for the costume design.
There was actually no costume designer because Mattel designed all of the costumes.
So they're all gay people working at Mattel is what you're saying. There's like a bunch, because there can't be any straight people working at Mattel at this point in time.
This is like the little homoerotic stuff that would be interjected into kids' cartoons and into like look what happened with the Little Mermaid. The animators thought it would be such a gas to draw a penis as one of the towers in the background, and I actually have that cover before.
Me too. I do as well.
So, you guys rock.
They did things like that because it was rebellious. Because in the 80s and the 70s, being gay was still a crime in some states.
Not in this film.
And not in this film. This is just like out and proud.
The gay pride flag.
Every pride.
I bet they do. I bet every pride thing. There's one person dressed up like Ace Hunter. Is it because I'm a woman? Yes, it is. That's exactly the reason you're not on the team.
Oh my god, you and I.
So his rationale. Let me, because they have to do this mission. We mentioned the 3-minute exposition of it. What that entails is they have to go overseas and house this huge plan to stop that army we talked about that destroyed the Godzilla miniature at the head of the film in Henry Silva. So she wants to go with them on this mission, and they put her through the ropes of the training thing. She passes all of it with flying colors, mind.
She got the highest score ever.
Right, she's more than qualified to do it. But his rationale is because he has these 16 men, and they're all kind of homoerotically bound together. He feels that if she comes along, it would disrupt the energy between them, and some guys might get killed. That's literally the reason, and that's why they're saying no. And she actually agrees with that. She agrees with that horse shit. Like, she's like, "Oh, you're right."
So gross.
It's like really fucked up.
That was Melania talking to Donald. That is what
it is. It's totally that. No, that's the warped logic this film goes with.
It was so stupid because obviously she's a superior soldier.
Yeah,
she's the daughter of the royal chancellor or whatever of the country they were talking about, some random country I've never heard of. And then, we can't have you. And then all he does is fucking moon over her for the rest of the movie, like, ooh,
He's like, I'm sorry because I really want to have sex with you, but I can't have you on this mission.
And Bostwick pulls a shadow puppet penis at the 38-minute mark. For all you gay men out there that are watching, you're welcome. I guess you guys did not notice in that scene, that back silhouette scene?
They would say, no, thank you.
No,
a lot of them would say no.
They would. But if you're watching very closely, he was so upset about the production that when he did that backlit scene where he shadowed, he actually sticks his hand below his trousers, so it looks like there's a penis poking out. If you watch, if you go back and freeze frame that scene, 38-minute mark, you can actually see that. It's a great scene. Yeah, because that was his thumbs up because he had a lot of problems with Hal Needham on the show. So good for you, Barry Bostwick. We appreciate that one. That was a nice little. Operation Hook, Line, and Sinker is a go. Why does Bostwick keep strutting around like he has a Hot Wheels toy jammed up his colon? How tight is that gold spandex onesie at the 39-minute mark? Do you notice he's walking really funny for most of the movie?
Well,
he's got that weird amble. He's got that weird Chris Christopherson amble. Like he's got really like something like he got a butt plug jammed up there and you just can't get it out. Like that's I know. That might be he
was
like a Jackass movie.
Moody.
Yeah. He's got a lot. Yeah. He's not walking right, guys. I don't know if he's trying to walk heroically. I don't get it, but all right. This is the best part, though. If the Bostwick leap and heroic pose onto the aircraft around the 40-minute mark doesn't have you bent over in hysterics, you are dead inside. That was the single best shot in the film. Where he does that twirl and he spins around and he stands up with his legs spread open and his dick hanging down. This is the fucking best shot ever. This is the greatest heroic pose I've ever seen in any film ever. Go watch it, folks. 40-minute mark. You can stop the show, go watch it, come back. It's that good. It really is that good. In fact, that's when you do the list of YouTube, you just type in MegaForce, that scene you see come up over and over again because people love that. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, or if it was a Needham, it was a director's thing to do, or Bostwick improvised that, but It's fucking money. And I've been doing that pose. I'm doing that pose right now. I just spun around and now I'm standing, legs spread, dick hanging out.
Don't fall off your feet.
That is why I want either Will Ferrell or Ryan Gosling to
Ryan Gosling
character.
What did you think? Ryan Gosling would be perfect as Ace Hunter. I think, Will Ferrell.
Oh my God, he would be.
Yes.
See, the problem is with casting Will Ferrell in that, it's too obvious. Like, he would do an obviously good job. We got to get somebody like Ryan Gosling, like somebody left of center that would do it.
What would make it even better is you make it into a rock opera.
Yeah, it definitely needs musical numbers. Yeah, you need musical numbers if you're going to do it.
I think Ryan Gosling could do that. He can sing. Like a rock opera satire. Just like push all the boundaries.
Folks, don't you understand this is begging to be remade? Folks, if you're dumping money in all these other fucking shitty-ass 80s reboots, dump money here. This is where your money's going, guys. Sony, you desperately need a hit. You've had a horrible year. You've had a horrible couple of years with your films. This is it. Buy the rights to MegaForce from 20th Century and remake this movie. This is comedy gold right here.
Also,
I know I'm right.
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah. No, well, I would make him the villain. He can be the Henry Silva character.
That's what I said, Duke.
Yeah. Is that his name? I'm sorry. That's his name. I didn't know. I don't keep track of names. All right. All right. You're right on that one. Del Toro would be perfect. You love him in blue and you love him in red. Most of all, you love him in blue. Anyone want to take a shot about what the hell Michael Beck is talking about? Anyone?
No.
40-minute mark?
The red and blue pill? I don't
know. It's a Matrix thing? 44-minute mark. They're on the plane, they're talking, and it doesn't make any sense. Okay, they're on their way to the mission, guys. It's not just him. All Americans are strange. Supporting character development scene inside the aircraft around the 45-minute mark hits Expendables levels of awful. Anybody give a shit about anything that was going on with these guys?
No.
The porn stash guy who was getting the...
I did like the motorcycle with the sidecar because it reminded me of Murky and Larky.
Okay, all right. If you want to go with with that, no, the guy's throwing the knife back and forth to the porn stash guy, and they're having that.
He's just throwing it next to his head, and we're supposed to believe he actually threw it. Like when they cut to him throwing it's clearly going to the ground, and then they cut to this like wonky.
Well, it's a wire. It's on a wire. It just slides down the wire and hits the guy's side of the head. It doesn't make any.
Ridiculous.
It's fucking stupid. But all right, you guys can. I wish it hit his porn stash. That would be awesome.
And the whole Rubik's Cube thing.
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I thought that was gonna mean.
First of all, how can they tell what fucking color they're trying to do in the red light? You can't even see all the fucking colors.
Checkmate. Who the hell cheats at chess? Actor Henry Silva is the Bobby Fischer villain of this mess. 48-minute mark.
Oh.
Yeah, all right,
also, how did you not know that he fucking cheated? And then I was like replaying that in my mind, and I was there's a way to not die in this. I know. You could literally, that's not a checkmate.
I know. All right, so that's all right. There's a chess game, and the villains are talking. The one villain's talking to the other kind. Henry Silva's barely in it, but he does have a few funny scenes. Gentlemen, start your engines. We're now treated to a shit ton of insert shots of the MegaForce team members turning things on. Yawn, 49-minute mark. Boy, there's a lot of turning on of stuff.
They reused little tiny bits of footage like hundreds of times. In this film.
It's the same shot. It's the same. Like, how many times can you show something getting turned on? We get it. We know how all this shit works.
I feel for the set guy who had to make these fucking boards with all these switches and lights and shit.
It's constant. If they took all this time to turn everything on, they would have lost the battle because the villains would have just killed them because they're too busy trying to get shit up to speed. Antennas are spinning around and switches are going, and oh my god, the motors are great. This is a full-scale assault, which will take up roughly 6 full minutes of screen time, even though the on-screen clock counts down from 4 minutes.
My god!
Then I wrote good math work.
Where they got the inspiration for 24?
I was thinking that when I was watching it.
Yeah, it's a 6-minute sequence, guys, but there's a timer clock that counts down in the lower right-hand corner for 4 minutes. But you work that math out. I'm not good at math, but I think that's wrong. If you came here to see kick-ass explosions and lasers on top of dune buggies, this is the film for you. This is it, guys. This sequence was awesome. There's this driving around, jumping over shit, blowing shit up, lasers. Come on, guys. It's what you're waiting for. This is it. It's MegaForce.
Well, again, it's like if a Tron cosplayer had sex with a Mad Max Fury Road cosplayer.
This is the film you would end up with. So basically, this is a desert assault scene to kind of screw up the villains till they disperse or whatever. I'll just use it for a detonator. Hal Needham couldn't resist but to have his own mug show up somewhere in this film, could he? At the 53-minute mark. In case you're wondering, the guy inside that tank controlling everything, that's Hal Needham. That's the director. The guy with the glasses and the fucked up hair.
Maybe that was just actually his control panel, because I love his little pinky ring.
You think he was just directing? That was... Oh yeah, no, he's telling money.
One,
Yeah.
camera two.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this over here.
Chris with the win on that one. You're absolutely right. Maybe he was just directing. They were just shooting him directing. It makes total sense. Boy, those miniature sets blow up real good. And once again, we're back to the Godzilla mode where all these miniature sets just explode, which is fantastic. Again, $50 million, guys, in 1982 money. Where'd the money go? And there was no A-line budget, guys, because there's no really famous actors in this. Where did the money go? Like Bostwick was, where is the money go? Because Mulher would be the most famous person in this film. Edward Mulher, and maybe Henry Silva below him.
It went to the cocaine for the set.
Oh, my God,
Stay skinny enough for their gold lame onesies.
Yeah, cocaine and butt plugs for everybody. All of these are ridiculous long shots.
It went to the synthesizer coordinator, Craig Hundley.
Oh, no. And we circle it back to Craig Hundley.
We're going to hear a New York Times expose about Craig Hundley.
Remember, folks.
Millions.
Remember, folks, Hundley is the man with the moog, okay? So he's magic on the moog.
Oh, God.
All right, we're going to dedicate this show to Craig Hundley. I hope this guy's dead. I really do. I hope
that's life story.
I really hope this guy's dead, because if he's alive, he's going to be hella pissed when he hears this show.
I need a movie about how, like, a synthesizer, like, built
rose to
millions
fame.
from Hollywood.
One man, 30 synthesizers. Keith Emerson was probably jealous of him. All of these ridiculous long shots look like a parade at a Six Flags theme park at the 57-minute mark. Then you got all these shots of them because now they're victorious. So now we're in broad daylight and the fucking motorcycles are going and the dune buggies and the taco truck behind that and God knows what the hell else. Just rolling over Arizona desert. If you took away
and murky and lurky.
Here we go. You really are hung up on that sidecar shit. There's other people that rode in sidecars besides Murky and Lurky, but all right. If you took away all these endless vehicle shots from this film, it would be a 30-minute short. There's a lot of vehicle footage. Is it just me?
Oh, man. And they reuse it over and over. They have one motorcycle jump, so they use that like 16 times. And they got one dune buggy jump, and they just sort of like cut it differently.
Well, where'd the money
we
go?
just saw this whole sequence.
They just keep reversing the shots or just showing it from 6 different angles. Where did the money go, guys? I don't understand where this money went at this point.
I don't know. I got so angry.
It's a legitimate question.
It was like a Zapruder film after I found out the budget.
Carrie, show you that man your magic. What's the joke with the bikini hologram, guys? Are they trying to butch up the film? I guess we just mentioned this earlier. They come back.
They
to this
are
again.
butching it up. They gotta have,
But it's not working.
You know what it reminded me of? Is like a Windows 95, like sexy bikini girl screensaver.
It is. It's exactly what that is. Yeah. They keep trying to say, well, look, we're heterosexual, but it just screams not heterosexual. All right. Ace, Duke. These two are the most friendly hero-villain dynamic I've ever seen in a film. Anyone want to bet they were once lovers?
Oh,
hour and 3-minute mark. So yeah, so they get away, but then the villain shows up to talk to the hero, which is Ace Hunter. Apparently they were friends, but it
was weird.
It's really weird, guys. It doesn't make any sense at all when he's supposed to be the villain of the piece.
Even people I've dated, I won't even be that publicly.
It's weird. It's very affectionate relationship that they have, even though they're supposed to be adversaries.
They're best friends.
No, they're not, though.
They don't even explain that. Friends. They're just like, oh, I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah. So happy.
Well, and he's like a generic Che Guevara, right?
Oh, yeah. No, Henry Silva's not even acting, actually. This is the normal. He's playing this villain role so many times, he can do it in his sleep. He's been in a million different films like this. That doesn't faze me at all. In all my years of soldiering, I've learned one thing. It's all on the wheel. The wheel, it all comes around. Wheel in the sky, keep on turning, guys. Cue Journey.
Ooh, the wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
Sorry, that was a long way to go for a Journey joke.
Wheel in the sky.
All right, we got it.
Actually, this movie reminded me, it should be like a bad Journey video.
It is. Tomorrow, the only time someone kisses their own thumb is when they're about to shove it up your ass. Hour and 8-minute mark. That was creepy.
You say that from experience.
Not. Well, that's all right. We're not. All right.
That's
We're gonna edit that out.
I have readily available to me. So.
Well, but you see the scene though, because he's saying goodbye to the girlfriend, the Kambata, the major, and he kisses his thumb and he points it at her. That's really creepy.
I agree with you. It's totally creepy weird.
It's super creepy weird. Nobody does that.
Running. That's the guy who wants to wear your skin or something. Like, that is not
a Buffalo Billing it. Is he? Yeah. Okay.
And we're gonna meet there.
Oh yeah. Well,
we're gonna meet there.
You better be there. Yeah, they make a date to show up at a bar in London, of all places. They're in Arizona. Well, they're in some shithole in Africa.
Nevada.
Ace, it's all over. Not with 20 minutes left in the running time, it isn't.
I know. I kept checking and going, really?
They try to make a deal. What happens is they put them in they can't get out, basically. Mulhare says, because of your attack on this night attack on these stupid idiots, you've created an act of war in our country, so we can't let you over the border, so you're going to have to escape on your own, so we're not helping you. And they're caught between a rock and a hard place.
Thanks for annihilating the stronghold. Peace out.
Right, exactly. I love you, but you're hopeless. This line pretty much explains everything in this homoerotic masterpiece. I don't understand what the context was.
That was the 1982 version of "I wish I knew how to quit you."
Okay,
that's exactly what I thought.
All right, thanks for shoring that up. But sometimes what's working for you could work against you, like much of this film. So we'll leave that one there and keep going, because now they have to come up with a plan to make it across the border, sans help. And the plan is really fucking stupid, but I'm going to explain.
I mean, at this point, we turned into like the Keystone Cops meets G.I. Joe.
I know.
I mean, when Silva's telling his guy, his little henchman guy, who obviously doesn't know how to play chess, he says, "Take this, get in that, and follow them." And then he just keeps saying, "I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it." Like, people are trying to tell him everything's fucked up. Like, I'm sorry, what kind of leader is this guy? We're supposed to believe he was, like, controlling people and ordering them around. He can't even hold it together in the face of adversity for, like, 2 seconds.
So basically what the plan is what Mr. Henry Silva, the villain, has Duke as a wall of tanks that are blocking their exit to the border on the edge of a lake bed. So their plan is to come around the backside of the lake bed and blow through the tanks and then have these two big aircraft planes pick them up in the middle of the lake bed while the tanks are shooting at them like they're all going to escape. Okay, this plan doesn't make any sense, but okay. You got to improvise.
It doesn't make any sense because this lake bed is gigantic.
It is
why
ginormous.
Why didn't they just have the planes land all the way
on the other side? Right,
yeah.
So out of range of the tanks.
Anything.
Exactly.
Fuck the tanks. They can't shoot that far.
No, they can't. Exactly.
It's so stupid.
We're now treated to more endless parade shots of vehicles moving through greater Arizona on their way to the BAC, folks, which I call the big action climax. I bet most of the cast had a couple of BACs during filming. Hey-o! Hour and 16 minutes. Oh, all right. That was a long way to go for that hail. We'll take I told you, jokes never stop here in Soil Restroom Cinema. At least I think so anyway, until I wake up tomorrow and have to edit. And realize I'm not. I just wasn't that funny.
When you're sober editing.
Yeah, when I'm sober editing, I'm going, man, that joke really did suck.
Do I need to hug you like Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting and go, "It's not your fault"?
Exactly, I do. Eagle Flight. When you make your downwind, please let us know. Your farts stink. Hey-o! All right, that was good, right?
Yes.
And can I just say, what was with the fucking running joke for the whole film of everyone going to get with this guy's wife? There's like two times different places like, I gotta land early. I'm gonna go call your wife.
I don't understand. Why is that? I guess that's what jocular military pilots talk like. I don't understand. Like, I don't know if that's a really funny joke.
No, locker room talk, no.
I guess it was meant to be. Yep, you can't escape ridiculous Hal Needham BAC, Big Action Climax. All 8 glorious minutes of it, folks. You're welcome. Hour 19-minute mark. They blow through the tanks, and now the motorcycles are running, and the tanks are chasing them. And here you go, guys. If the line of motorcycles creating a rainbow flag smoke screen around the hour and 25-minute mark doesn't convince you this film has homoerotic overtones, nothing will. Guys, come on. Like,
I think this film inspired Burning Man.
Jesus.
I think this is where people got the idea for Burning Man.
I think you're right. It is insane. No, again, the second rainbow flag in the film.
I don't even understand why all of a sudden they have rainbow chalk flying out of the back of their ship. Why is it all different colored smoke? Why wouldn't it be just the same colored smoke? Like, it doesn't even logically make sense. It's a parade, guys. It's a gay pride parade across this lake bed in Arizona.
No, you know what? The gay pride community has better taste than this.
So anyway, they get across, but what's his name goes down in the process. Barry Bostwick has a tumble with his motorcycle and gets left behind for a minute. So he goes and just has a little chat with the villain for no reason. He says, the good guys always win, even in the 80s. Well, even the gay good guys, sweetie, do win in the 80s. Calling bullshit. All right, ladies, you can weigh in on this one. I'm going to call bullshit on Hunter's flying motorcycle around the hour and 31-minute mark. It's also like calling bullshit on anything else you've seen for the past 88 minutes. Holy shit. So my first question is, aside from the worst green screen effect I've ever seen in a film, Why didn't they just make all of the motorcycles fly so the entire MegaForce could escape? Hunter's a dick to his men. I thought, well, how come he's the only one who gets the fun motorcycle? And they all have to get on the plane like normal
because
people.
the little science guy gave it to him. Remember, they did the whole thing. It's 1, 2, and like telling him the order to push these buttons in. By the way, the button looks exactly like the other button. That's kind of fucked up. You couldn't have put a number 1 and a number 2 on the fucking buttons.
1, 2. You stroke the dick, and lick the balls. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's how you do that one. Why? But guys, all right. Homoeroticism aside, you have to say, Bostwick literally, you can tell he hated being in that scene because he's flying that motorcycle like a complete idiot. Like, first of all, logically, it doesn't even make sense, right? 2 little wings come off the side of this motorcycle. It doesn't fly, guys. There's no way that's going to be aerodynamic. Is it just me? Maybe I'm trying to read it too much into the...
The flying car at the end of Grease looked more realistic.
It did. All right, we're going to give Griff with the win on that.
100%.
At least Bostwick's hair looks great in those wind fans. I have to say, I walk around with a wind fan for my hair.
Listen, his feathered perm is
really
like
is
everything.
Fucking money. It really is money in this.
That
film.
is the 80s in one hairdo right there.
Barry Gibb desperately wanted to be Barry Bostwick.
Oh, man.
I've got a date in London. Bostwick should have kissed his middle finger instead of his thumb for that god-awful freeze frame shot at the hour and 34-minute mark. He looked terrible in that end shot.
So did Goodwill Hunting rip off MegaForce when they
Did
said,
they?
I gotta go see about a girl?
Oh, maybe they did. Maybe that's where they got it from. Everything comes back to MegaForce, guys.
That's what was so weird about this movie is that I kept seeing things that were familiar to me, but I was like, no, it feels like
Ben Affleck
and
Matt Damon are the right age to have MegaForce as a reference.
I think they did.
I know, but there were so many things that people should probably ripped off from this movie, and I can't accept that yet.
Look at the TV shows that are around at the time. I mean, this reminded me of like a really bad A-Team episode or a terrible Chips episode where somehow they had like souped up motorcycles for Chips. Also, the music was very A-Teamy too. It was almost the A-Team theme song that they kept playing the whole time until... Are we at the credits yet?
If you haven't had enough vehicle long shots throughout this mess, here's a few more over the end credits. You're welcome. Crest on credits. What do you got?
So during the credits, you have a little replay of like half the movie. They're showing you like, the air.
Let me spit on my drink.
They're doing that. But there's a song playing during the credits that is called MegaForce.
Oh my God.
It's by the band 707.
What?
And they had a couple other I'm not shitting you right now. They had a couple other radio hits at the time. It's everything 80s that is wonderful and just terrible at the same time. Whoever made Eternity is...
Watch MegaForce?
They did.
Everybody watched MegaForce.
And then at the end of the credits, it goes black. Then it's the scene again where Barry Bostwick knocks on the tank and they repeat the whole line. Good guys always win.
Really?
Even in the 80s. Yes.
That's real. Why would you do that at the end?
Because they were doing the G.I. Joe, Now You Know, and Knowing's Half the Battle.
Oh, come on.
That was like, they were fucking trying to do that.
All right, so there you go, folks. That is MegaForce, all the way back from a very old flush from 1982. We took it out and played with it a lot longer than we should have. Could we flush it, ladies? Could we please flush it?
Flush it in that bar in London.
I kissed my thumb and pointed at you as we say that. Consider it flush. Yeah, I grossed myself out. That is it for this week. There you go, folks. That is MegaForce. I want to thank my lovely co-cinematic flushers, Midwest movie mogul Colleen Griffin, and Raging Buddha Bean movie queen Nora Crest. Great job as always, ladies. No guest to thank. Maybe we're grateful. Not that I don't think we want to subject anybody to this film. We're on our own on this one, but we're going to be back next week. We'll have a guest and hopefully level us out as usual. Until then, say goodbye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Are you doing that black dude that was the token black guy? That's just
I don't know what his thing was. He was quoting Shakespeare, and he was like...
No, he was trying to say, I'm black, but I'm not that black.
Hey, this is Honor Knight, and I want to thank you for listening this week and every week as we flush these turds down our cinematic bowl here in the Restroom. If you haven't already, please subscribe to us on iTunes and Google Play Music so you don't miss a single episode. You can also follow us on Twitter and use the hashtag PodernFamily, like us on Facebook, circle us up on Google+, and check out all of our episodes at our home restroom on the net, signalsoffury.com. Until next time, remember, we're here to flush it so you don't have to see it. I am Honor Knight, and this has been the award-winning Soiled Restroom Cinema.